just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room is story time. Yo, GMS fam. What up, everybody? What's going on? I see you, Mickey Knox. What you smoking on, bro? Happy Sunday. We are here for another GMS story time. If you've been in these story times, then you know these are very entertaining. And I like to share some of these stories that I have, and hopefully you have some to share as well in the chat. I'll read them off to you and everything. You know, we always got to start off with peace, love, and positivity. This is the GMS show. This is story time. Sorry, I had this playing in the background. I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling, man? It's the last day of the weekend. We about to get back into that motherfucking regular work week. So I felt like it was appropriate to talk about privileged and entitled coworkers. People that love to give you problems on the job and cause unnecessary aggravation and frustration. Now, I've worked plenty of jobs and I've encountered plenty of people to bring me to this point to even talk about this. And I know some of y'all out there that have jobs and have worked previous jobs have some stories about some coworkers yourself. And just to make it clear, when I speak about the entitled and the privileged, please know which motherfuckers I'm talking about. Now, this isn't just pinpointed towards the entitled and privileged either. It's also pointed to, because sometimes it be your own people too. Sometimes it be your own people. You know, the dude that want to be the only brother at the job that everybody likes. And then when another brother comes in there, then he be all weird and just we gonna talk about it, man. I have plenty of stories, man. But let me turn this music down a little bit. So, in the workforce, like I said, there are people who feel entitled, feel like they are supposed to, you know, be the boss when there is a boss. They feel like because they've been there for a while that it gives them reign to, you know, kind of push you around and tell you what to do, or, you know, get on your nerves and be the one to try to force you or push you out of the job so they can feel comfortable. And I've had that happen plenty of times at my jobs. Now, one of these experiences, I'm gonna put it to you like this. First things first, I want to get this one out the way because this guy, I work for a detail shop here in Minnesota. There was a dude who owned this shop who employed us, right? And he was clearly a 8-ball head. He liked that powder. You could tell he liked that powder. And so he was really high strung, like real high strung. Every day he was just real like hyper ready, like just I don't know. He looked like he drank 100 cups of coffee every day, but really I knew what the fuck that was. And he was one of those guys that is really into himself, so to speak. And you know, I peep shit when I be places, man. I be peeping shit. I like when you pay attention and when you study people's body languages and how they speak to certain people and how people, you know, interact with certain people, you can tell when there's extra shit going on. And the lady he had managing his business or whatever, I could tell they had a different relationship other than just boss and employee, if you know what I mean. So I can tell she could get away with what she wanted to, and she would be vocal about that shit too. Like she can do what she wanted to do, she could say what she wanted to say, she can act how she wanted to act, and I'm like, okay, there's something else. Either y'all are like real good friends or y'all fucking. I was leaning towards more of fucking, just given the fact that I know that this particular individual ain't shit. So one day I come into work. I'm not feeling my best. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like as attitude wise, like I wasn't in the right, you know, I wasn't in the right mind. I just wasn't feeling it. So I wasn't really talking much. I wasn't saying shit. I was just going to do, you know, like, see, the difference between me when I have a bad day on the job and when other people have bad days on the job, they take it out on other people. Me, I just shut the fuck up and work. Because if I say anything, then it'll be me being the bad guy. But if I'm quiet and just working, I'm literally doing what I'm supposed to be doing by textbook. You know what I'm saying? All the extra shit, being friendly and talking and shit is just extra shit that come with the job. It's not in your job title to be fucking friendly and talk to everybody during your fucking shift. You motherfucking do your job and you go home. That's how I am on a bad day. So you'll know if I'm having a bad day because I ain't saying shit. So at this detail shop, what we do is we go to different dealerships and we pick up cars and we drive them back and we get them detailed. So I'm driving a bunch of, you know, cool ass, nice ass cars I never drove before, all this other shit. So we on our way to a car lot. I'm sitting in the back seat. I'm just chilling, not saying nothing at all. And I'm riding with the chick, the manager chick. She's having a conversation with somebody else in the car, and they just going back and forth. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just listening, not saying shit. We get to the dealership, and I get out as soon as we pull up, and I walk up to go get my keys so I can get my car and get the fuck out of there. Now this chick, the manager, I guess she felt some type of way about me not saying shit and also getting the fuck out the car and not wasting time to go get my motherfucking key and bringing the fucking car back because I didn't give a fuck to sit around waiting with the motherfuckers. So when I get my car and I start driving back, I'm driving back by myself. I'm in a pickup, you know, whatever, bringing it back to the detail shop. I get back to the shop and I see the manager walking up to me, furious, high as buck. I get out the car. I'm like, what the fuck's going on with this nigga? He walking up on me. What's your deal, Quan? What's wrong with you, Quan? Huh? You got an attitude? Are you mad? I'm looking at this motherfucker like, what the fuck? And he walking up to me like he was ready to do something. So I got back and like I kind of put my foot back as like if this nigga was finna start doing some weird shit. Cause you know some people, there are some people, there are some bosses out there who feel like they can walk up on motherfuckers and do that boss shit when in reality you are a human being and I am a human being. And if you walk up to me in a threatening manner, I'm going to take that as you ready to fight. So when he said that, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he names the girl, the manager. Yeah, she called me and said that you were slamming doors and you were ignoring people. I said, first of all, as a boss, and this is what I'm telling you, as a boss, you should come to me and ask me that shit. Don't just run up on me and start accusing me of doing some shit when you just got a call from somebody. That was the first strike of how I knew them niggas was fucking. Because if you fucking somebody, the first thing you're gonna do is try to defend their honor without no goddamn context or knowing anything about the shit. They can tell you something and you're gonna spaz the fuck out immediately. See, a boss that is over his company and over his employees would have walked up to me and been like, hey, so-and-so called me and said that you were slamming doors and you were doing this and that. Is that true? What's going on? No, this nigga walked up to me like he was ready to go. So I took my work shirt off and I threw it at him. I said, what's up? I said, you're not finna sit up here and talk to me crazy. I was like, you got to do something about it. You got to do something about that shit. I'm not finna sit here and listen to you cuss me out. I already threw off my shirt. Hey, nigga, and I quit. So I'm not your employee now. Now you got to throw hands. And this nigga start walking away. Go home, Quan. Get the fuck out of here. Go home. No. I'm right here. You walked up on me like you was ready to fight. Now you walking away. It doesn't end there. So after I leave, I hit that motherfucker up immediately. Like, yep, I did the typical nigga shit. I as soon as I quit, I could hit that motherfucker immediately and said, I want my check. Don't fuck with me. I want my money. And I'm gonna make sure I get my shit. So when payday came around, I'm about to, go and show up and pull up on this motherfucker and get my check from him. I went in there. Hey, he's sitting on the phone. He just kind of looking weird. I'm standing there. He's like, yeah, checks don't get made up until the end of the week. You have to wait till payday, till pay period. I was like, oh, okay. You can't just make up a check right now. No, I can't, Quan. You gotta move. All right, cool. I walked away, came back, chilling. Next thing you know, when payday came around, I hit this nigga like, yeah, let me get my check. Do you know what this fool did? This nigga gave my check to somebody else to give to me. This motherfucker gave somebody else my check to give to me that I did not consent to. I did not say, yeah, do that. He was that scared for me to come grab my check from him in person that he handed it off to somebody. First of all, that is illegal as shit. It don't matter who it is. You can hand off my check to my mama if I didn't tell you to, nigga. That's illegal. And he did that shit. So I was like, you know what? Let me wipe my hands. This as much as I wanted to resort to being back to the old me and go tear some shit up and get my get back for him trying to be slimy, and the fact that I know a bunch of shit about the situation, nigga, I could have destroyed this man. I could have tore that whole shit down, man. Everything that I like, that's another thing, man. People get too comfortable in the job. They start revealing certain things that they do that they ain't supposed to be doing. And then they think they have the nerve to go in or to try to disrespect their employees. But since I'm not that type of guy, I had to take that shit on the chin. I'm talking about old jobs. I'm talking about my boss, my old boss and shit at this job that I had. That's one situation. Now, I start moving into another area of work, aka security, and being a bouncer. For those that don't know, I was a bouncer at a nightclub out here called Aqua, and that was a very short-lived experience because that bouncer life is not the shit for me, man. And I'm not a status type of dude. I'm not the dude that is looking for. I'm not looking for clout. I'm not looking for people to think I'm cool. I'm not doing that. That's not me. That's not the energy I give off at all. And I realized that it wasn't just the people that was going to the club. It was the bouncers that think they cool. The bouncers be thinking that because they the ones that be getting slipped off the money, or they be the ones that be trying to finesse the girls at the club to try to take their ass home off they shift because they drunk as hell and shit. Bouncers is crazy. The way that I seen that shit go down. But the reason why I quit that job is because, for one, not only did they assign me one night to stand outside in 15 below degree weather in Minnesota in the beginning of January, outside in bouncer uniform, for no reason. I'm talking about, listen, they had me standing outside to guard a door that didn't have a knob and could not open from the outside. Tell me why the fuck I have to stand in front of a door that I have to knock on to get inside just to make sure nobody gets in. Nobody can get in. There's no knob and it's locked. Why the fuck am I guarding this outside area in 15 below degree weather? Nigga, this is crazy. But anyway, so one day I'm working there, man. And like I said, some people, they do certain shit for status. They want to feel cool. They want to feel like they are important. So there was a guy, and this happened often, man, when club was closing down and we trying to get people to get out of the club, niggas won't leave. So they always like sit around, wait around for people, or try to, see if they know the bouncer and be like, yeah, I know the bouncer is cool. I can chill here. No, you got to go. This is still a business at the end of the day, and we still working, and you can't just be chilling inside a place. We said you gotta go. It's closed, nigga. Go get the fuck out of here. But because the dude felt like, hey, I know so and so, he felt like he could stay in there. I don't know what it is about people. Maybe he was just extra drunk and in his ego bag or whatever. But look, man, when he said he wouldn't leave, the head bouncer or whatever, the head of security walked over. This is Arab dude. Little chunky Arab dude walked up. He said, you have to leave right now. You can't stay here. I don't care who you know. I don't care what bouncers you know. You got to go. Nah, get the fuck out my face. You wouldn't be doing all this shit if all these niggas wasn't standing around you. Because there was, black security guards standing around him as he was talking to him. He's looking at him like, nah, I'm doing this because you have to go. It's past 2 o'clock. Club is closed. You can't stand in here just because you know somebody. So when dude got buck with him and started raising up on him, the head of security took out his mace and just, and I'm talking about they standing face to face. They were directly in front of each other. So this dude got a direct in his eyeball shot of mace, right? Soon as he got maced, my man wiped his face off and let out a war cry. A war cry. Please understand what I mean by this. He got hit in the eyeballs with pure mace. He wiped his face off and yelled as if he was ready to turn into a Super Saiyan. When I tell you security, so all collectively took 2 steps back. Like, what the fuck is this dude finna turn into? We thought we was finna watch somebody mutate. And before it could even happen, and before dude could like get to his get stable or whatever he was doing, because when he yelled, he opened his eyes, he bucked him as if he had no mace in him. So one of the other security guards came up and just straight hit him. Knocked him. And I mean knocked him pure out. and he fell like a sack of potatoes. Yeah, I got sprayed too. I've knocked somebody out, but not as a bouncer. As a bouncer, I try not to fight niggas. I usually use my strength to grapple motherfuckers and, you know, take them out, which is what I've had to do plenty of times at the club, but I never had to actually fight a motherfucker. Nobody ever squared up with me. But I have got sprayed. I definitely got sprayed. They took dude after he got knocked out. They drug him to the front, and there was police officers. There was a police car right out front of the club, sitting right there on the curb, and 2 officers standing outside the car looking at the club, because that's what they do at all the clubs. They post up in front of the club, make sure everything's cool. They standing there and watching security drag this dude who's knocked out of the club and threw him on the ground in front of police. I'm talking about like face first, threw him on the ground, just boom. Police looked down at this motherfucker, knocked out. They looked up, and they had that look on their face like both of them did it too. It was weird. Like both of them looked down and then looked up at our head of security. Our head of security went like this, walked back. Bro, I shit you not, man. Walked back, and I'm inside the club at this point. He walked back, and so what people don't know about club clothes, if you've never worked in a club, at the end of club, right, club clothes, they'll go to the bar and they'll put at least this club does. They'll put all the money that they made from drinks on the counter so they can count it. And it's like a bunch of cash sitting on the bar. He walked up, took a little bit off a pile, reached over, touched the receipt button, pushed some blank receipt paper up, put the money inside the receipt paper, curled it up, walked outside, smacked that officer in the hand. They walked off. I said, I quit. I quit. I quit today. And you want to know why I quit that day? Because here's the kicker of the whole entire story. Here's the twist of the whole story, right? So you remember I told you how dude said, he's like, I know the bouncer. I know this dude. I ain't going nowhere. Come to find out, that was one of their old employees. He actually used to work there. He used to be a bouncer at the club. So apparently it was some internal beef type shit. Like it wasn't necessarily him being like, yo, I'm not leaving because I know people. It was him like, yo, fuck y'all, I ain't leaving. Like, fuck this place. Y'all niggas did me wrong type shit. And I'm being a new guy, not even catching on to what's happening. I'm just hearing whatever's being said. So I'm thinking he's just disgruntled. I'm thinking all this other shit. Man, this dude used to be an employee. They didn't give a fuck. So I was like, all right, I'm out of here. And if you can do whatever you want and just simply pass some shit off to the boys in blue and everything cool, I'm definitely not working with y'all. I'm not working with y'all. Cause what the fuck is gonna happen to this guy or that guy or even me? I was like, yo, and you gotta pay attention to shit like that, man, cause you gotta understand when one person goes down, everybody goes down with the entire conglomerate. And I don't want none of that on my record, on my repertoire. Ain't nobody finna put that on me. I don't work with the police. I don't care if you got police on payroll. I don't give a fuck. I don't want nothing to do with that. So I had to get the fuck up out that situation. So when that happened, I started working security at US Bank Stadium. I was working for the Vikings Stadium, which another short-lived experience. That was a whole different experience. That shit was crazy. I don't know how that shit happened. But from there, I did groundskeeping, right? So fast forward to me doing groundskeeping and maintenance at this complex, this apartment complex and townhome complex. Man, so I know this is where we get to the entitled and privileged individuals. So there was an entitled. Now, when I say this, because I want to refrain from saying colors, all right? There was an entitled and privileged individual who worked at the job and has been working there for some years, right? So, you know, those type of people, they like to take advantage of the new people that don't know shit. And usually when the boss hands the reins over to another employee to show other new employees how to do the job, they tend to do it their own way. They tend to manipulate it in a way to a point where they can have the advantage of some shit. So this complex was pretty big. So walking around that complex doing maintenance and doing groundskeeping was not lucrative in the summer. It's hot as fuck. So what they had was golf carts. They had a couple golf carts that we could use at the job. Now, of course, these older motherfuckers loved using the golf cart because it's easy. Let's get in the golf cart and let's drive the fuck around this motherfucker and leave the young dudes with the fresh legs, as they called it, to walk around this motherfucker. But when I had the chance to use it because it's for the job, I used it. Now, there was one guy who felt like the golf cart was his. And I know this sounds petty, but it's like, you got to understand what I mean by it. This is the level of petty that they will go to, and the level of privilege they will hold over you, and entitlement that they will do something as petty as feel like something that's for everybody is just theirs. You got to ask them for permission, or you got to, whatever. So me being the guy that knows that this is for everybody, when I'm doing something, and let me tell you something, I had to move refrigerators, stoves, washers and dryers, water heaters, all this shit. You goddamn right, Chief. I ain't walking nowhere. And these dudes will look at me being the big nigga and try to use my bigness as a way to get out of doing their own jobs. I remember one day there was 4 maintenance men. 4 maintenance men. I shit you not. 4 maintenance men. One of them called me. I'm over at the other side of the complex and said, hey, big man, hey, and me being nice about certain shit. I understand that some of them dudes, they're older and they got back problems or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, nigga, if that's the case, go work somewhere else. Anyway, they called me and was like, hey, big man, we need your help, man. We got a dishwasher here, and old man so-and-so, man, he can't lift it up, put it in the cart, man. We need your help. Oh, okay. So I'm thinking it's one of them standing there waiting for me to come help them lift something and put it on their cart so they could leave. Nigga, I get there and there's 4 of them standing there waiting for me to get there to pick up a dishwasher to put on top of their shit. So this is what I mean. This is what I mean about the pettiness, right? So one day, I had a homie that was, shout out to my guy Charlie, man. Charlie, that's my homeboy. He started working there after I did, and when he got there, that dude was on some straight hood nigga shit, and I loved it. It was hilarious, bro. This dude was funny as hell. We'd be rolling through there, smoking pitchies on the job and shit, on the golf carts and shit. It was funny as hell. But anyway, one day we had a golf cart, and we had to use the golf cart, and the dude that felt like it was his, the entitled guy, we were like, yeah, we need to use this to move something. He's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, just make sure you bring it back to me when you're done, don't have it all day. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So we went and did what we had to do. And the whole time, I'm telling you, we had to move a refrigerator. We had to take a new refrigerator out the garage that we held new appliances at. We had to take that out the garage. We had to drive that to another apartment building on the other side of the complex. And then we had to remove their old refrigerator and then bring that back. While we're sitting there doing our job, it was taking a while to get these doors off the old refrigerator. So we're sitting there for a while. This dude is walking around the complex periodically, coming past us to see how long we taking with the fucking golf cart. This nigga ain't got to do shit but walk around and pick up trash. But he liked to drive around in this shit and, use the little grabber and shit or whatever. So he came around, at least, we was in there for at least an hour and a half. This dude kept walking around the complex, looking in and seeing what we was doing to see how long we was taking. So when we finally got done, I get back in the golf cart, we bring the refrigerator back, and then my guy Charlie was like, hey, pull up, because we had a little apartment that was vacant that was for the employees. And they had a bathroom in there. So we go in there and use the bathroom frequently. They kept like our paint in there and all types of supplies in there. So he's like, hey, pull up there so I can use the bathroom real quick. So I pulled up to the front door, let him get out to use the bathroom before we brought the cart back. So as I'm sitting there waiting, I see the privileged guy driving up in the other golf cart that we had, and he's looking irate. He pulled up. He said, hey, what are you doing? I was like, oh, Charlie's using the bathroom. We was about to swing around there right now. He's like, using the bathroom? He's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, I guess so. All right, well, I'll see you in a second. And I was like, all right. So he drives off. Charlie comes out. We pull around. I pull up. I get out. And we close to getting off, right? So as Charlie walks in to our little area, our little maintenance guy area, here comes little privileged entitled guy who is fuming about his golf cart being held up by two niggas for too long. And the first thing he said to me was, hey man, look, if you're gonna use the golf carts, man, just there's no reason to use them to go to the bathroom, you know? And I was like, Hope, what are you talking about? I was like, we just got done doing our job and we passed in the bathroom. Why can't I stop? And see, that's not what it's for. That's not. And then as soon as he started trying to tell me what it was for, I started snapping. Cause this is a guy that was already leading up to him getting snapped on before this. I'm talking about days of him nitpicking that shit, saying stupid shit, just getting on niggas' nerves. So when, you know, it's always something that pushes you over the edge. So as soon as he tried to tell me what I could and couldn't do with something that was everybody's, I had to remind him. And then I kind of cussed him out. So he walked away to go tell the boss, because that's what they do. They'll start some shit and then go tell the boss. Boss came, was eating, and then he tried to tell me to go home, which is another thing. I'm like, nigga, you are an employee. You are my coworker. How are you telling me to go home? That's where that privilege gets put into place. Imagine you and a coworker are going back and forth, and then the coworker goes, go home. What? So I forgot specifically what it was that he said, but it was so dumb that I said, nigga, are you crazy? So when I said, nigga, are you crazy? That's when he was like, you know what? I'm out of here. And he walked away and he went and told, right? My boss comes back and was like, hey, I heard you guys had an altercation, and I think it's just best that you guys both go home and just cool out. It's okay. I'll pay you for your whole day. I understand it's hot. Things, everybody's working together. Everybody's doing this. I understand. It's all men. It's all testosterone. She was cool for a little bit. She was cool. I was like, all right. So I went home. I was like, if I'm getting paid for the rest of the day, cool. I'm dipping. I had like 3 hours left of work. I'm cool. I'm dipping. So that was on a Friday, and I had to go back to work on Monday. So when all that shit was going on, didn't nobody say nothing. I didn't get hit up by my boss or nothing like that. So when Sunday hit, I get a call from my boss saying, yeah, when you come into work, I want to talk to you real quick. I talked to the other guy, to get his story of what happened, and then I'm gonna talk to you. I was like, cool. Went to work. She came, pulled me aside, and she was acting cool as hell with me, right? Like cool, super cool. Yeah, I understand. He's always feeling like these things are his, and he knows it's not. And just because he's been here for a long time, she's like, I get it. He had no right to come up to you like that. He had no right to say what he said to you. You were only doing your job. I understand. And I was like, oh, she's being cool about it, right? Next thing I know, this bitch says, but but the use of the language and the things that you said to him, I was like, what did I say to him? She's like, well, you said the N-word. And I said, oh my God. I looked at her, I said, wait, so I'm not in trouble for somebody coming up to me and starting something with me, and you're saying I'm justified by how I reacted, but because I said the N-word, I have to apologize? I said, oh, you motherfuckers are funny. She thought she had me. We having a conversation. See, that's what they do too, man. They're so good at it. She thought she had me, man. She tried to butter a nigga up. She was like, yeah, you know, you're so justified. She was talking shit about this nigga. She was all types of shit. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, she gets it. It's cool. Then gonna tell me I have to apologize for saying the N-word. A black man has to apologize for saying the N-word to a white guy. Imagine that. I'm like, I said, hey, look, you're gonna have to like do, I mean, you're gonna have to penalize me or fire me, whatever you gotta do. I'm not apologizing for saying that. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry for not apologizing for that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that. So that's the closest apology you're gonna get right there. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to apologize for saying nigga. I'm not. And she had to take that shit because I'm pretty sure she didn't expect it. As far as me being a nice dude, she probably thought I was like super, just like, oh yeah, I'll do it because I'm a nice guy and I'm very generous and I say thank you and hello and goodbye and hope you had a good day. Nah, man, fuck that. So, are we done talking or? And that was the end of that. And then from the rest of that point, dude was just quiet. He didn't say shit to me. And that's another thing people got to learn, man. Because what he did was something that I'm pretty sure he did a lot in the past that he never got checked for. Nobody snapped on him before. Nobody cussed him out before. That entitlement is crazy. It's real deep rooted to the point where motherfuckers don't even see that shit. And then it'll take a nigga to snap them out of that shit and then make them shut the fuck up. Now, I didn't apologize. So it was off in the workplace a little bit. I didn't want to fuck with nobody. So then all of a sudden, coincidentally, because I was going through a temp agency at the time. Now, I told y'all what it was like. I'm doing everything. I'm doing groundskeeping and maintenance. So not only am I keeping the outside and all this shit cool for niggas, I'm also coming in fixing shit. I'm also painting whole basements and upstairs and doing turnovers, which is, if you don't know what turnovers are, you got to go in somebody's unit and you got to fix everything, paint everything, fucking clean everything, do all that shit. And I'm busting my ass doing this shit every day. And on top of that, doing other shit that the actual other employees are doing, but because they old and fragile, I gotta do it because I'm the young, strong, big black motherfucker. So when I stopped helping people do shit they could do themselves, when I didn't apologize, and when I stuck to my actual job title, which was groundskeeping and not maintenance, it wasn't maintenance. I wasn't supposed to do maintenance. I was only groundskeeping. Then that's when all of a sudden my term is up. And not only is my term up at this job, not only is my assignment done working here, but the boss of this place said that I cannot come back on the premises. Think about that. I didn't do anything to anybody at that job. I didn't fight nobody. I was nice to everybody. I helped everybody. I did exactly what I was supposed to do every day. Nigga, I cut a tree and carried it across the entire motherfucking complex. I got that on video somewhere. Because I took a video of this shit while I was moving it. I literally moved. I cut a tree, grabbed it by a stump, and started pulling that motherfucker on the ground all the way to a dumpster. This is the type of dumb shit they had me doing. Don't you know that there's businesses for that you can call? You can call lawn service business to cut trees for you. But hey, I'm groundskeeping. I got to do what I got to do, right? But anyway, I leave that spot. Then we get to me working at the bus station. That's right, I was driving the bus. I was show bus shouty. I was picking these kids up, dropping them off daily from the tippy top of the morning all the way to the late afternoons. I was driving these buses like crazy. So the thing about that job, though, why I like that job is because I get to do my own thing. And I like driving too. And I'm usually by myself and I can cruise, I can play my music, I can pick kids up, do my route, finish my route, go home. And then like doing the between, like going home, coming back. I like that shit. I don't know why. I don't like being at work all day. I hate that feeling. Like you feel like you trapped all day. I didn't like that feeling. But with the bus station, I could drive the bus, do my route for however long my route is, come back, go home, come back whenever I got another route. You know what I'm saying? Like I had time in between. It was working for me. You know, I was there for almost 2 years. So, like I said, the privilege and entitled come from the bus drivers who are older and they feel like they got the reins and shit. So one day I'm at work, and before you, so when you pull up, you know, you got to pass the gates and you go and park your bus or whatever. There's a little base station where there's like gas pumps and stuff where you can gas your bus up, and there's like multiple lanes for where, you know, different buses can pull through and go park so that you don't have everything so cluttered. So one day I had an extra route to do, a late evening route that I had to do. So after I finished my regular route in the evening, I pulled up to the little base station. I got out because I was about to use the bathroom and hop right back in and, you know, leave out and go do my last little late evening route. So when I got out to use the bathroom, I shit y'all not, it took me all of 2 minutes. All of 2 minutes. And that includes parking, getting out, going right to the bathroom that's right inside the door, and coming right back to my bus, right? Some big, burly, overweight, sloppy, privileged individual had turned my bus off and took my keys out and brought them inside, right? So I'm looking like no, he didn't even bring him inside yet. I caught him in the act of closing my door. This is how fast it was. This is how fast it took me, because he didn't even have time to cut my shit off and walk away and wipe his hands of it and be a little sneaky little bitch. I caught his little slow, bow-legged, slow walking ass walking away from my bus. And when I was about to get back in it, he's like, "Oh, is that your bus?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You can't park there." I was like, "I park here all the fucking time." I was like, "And plus I'm not parking." I was like, "I went inside to use the bathroom." Nah, you can't do that. You can't put your car there. People put their buses there and they just go home and they leave them there. I said, "Did I do that?" And I started going off on it's the entitlement that fucks me up. It's the entitlement. So he went inside, right after I cussed him out. He went inside and he didn't think I was coming in there. He thought I was leaving. I pulled my bus over. I walked inside and walked behind him. His big ass, of course, he couldn't turn around to see who was in there and fast enough for him to slow down talking. When I walked in, he was already lying on me. Talking about, "Yeah, bus over there, he's over there going off on me, man, cussing me out because he's trying to park his bus there." I said, "Hold the fuck up." And then that's when he turned around, he saw me. I was like, "So you just gonna walk in here and start talking shit and lying over what?" I was like, you turned my bus off after I just walked inside to use the bathroom. I have a whole nother route to do. I was like, you talking about people parking their buses and leaving it here overnight. Motherfucker, I have a whole nother route to do. And he quiet as shit. And then the person behind the glass, that's the operators and shit, talking about, yeah, Jim, he has to go on another route. He's like, well, I didn't know that. It's not your job to know, motherfucker. You are a bus driver. You are an employee. Do your job and go the fuck home and shut the fuck up. See, that's that. I'm telling you, man, that's the entitled part. They don't come there just to do their job. They don't come there to pay attention to what it is that they doing. They come there trying to get everybody else off their square. Then after I went off on this motherfucker and he walked out, he was like, put his hands up. He did that regular stupid ass shit. I don't want to, whatever, and walked out. And I'm like, and I told them at the front desk, I'm like, yo, this dude really walked up in my bus and turned my shit off and then tried to accuse me of leaving my shit there when y'all know and I know I have a whole nother route to do. So I guess the next day they talked to him. Then he tried to come apologize to me. I said, nah, fuck that. Because I'm tired of that shit too. Fuck your apology. You niggas know what the fuck y'all be doing when you do it. And then you try to come and apologize when ain't nobody on your side. When you have to face the fact that you're wrong instead of people accompanying your feelings and trying to take up for you and you maximizing your privilege, it didn't work for you. So now you want to come and try to apologize to me. No, you should have apologized as soon as I walked over there and told you I had another route to do. But your privileged and entitled ass went inside and proceeded to try to lie on a nigga. Come on, man. I said nah. You're not finna do it no more. You don't let a lot of people have gotten away with shit, man. Oh my God. Hold on, I got a couple more shit, and also, like I said, this ain't just about the stories I got, man. If you got some stories about your job, man, put them in the comments, man. I wanna hear some of y'all stories as well. But this is one of my last stories right here, because I have a lot, but this is the one that I had fun with. Actually, I had fun with it because the one thing that entitled and privileged individuals like to do is they'll try to get they love when you get mad. They love when they get the rise out of you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, matter of fact, woke, I'm gonna tell you this. Since you weren't here in the beginning, I said this. I said it's not just the entitled and privileged. Sometimes it be your own people. The motherfuckers who want to be the token brother at the job. The dude that don't want you to be there because he doesn't want the people to look at you like they look at him. He want to be the token. So he'll do everything to try to aggravate you and get you. I've had that situation happen to me before too. Trust me. But I'm talking about my experiences, the things that I went through. Not about what you went through, woke. You can go talk about that on your channel if anybody's watching. Anyway. I was working at a plastic shop. This place called Crown Plastics. It's like a bunch of materials that they cut and they box up and they ship out. I got my forklift license and all that other shit, right? And I'm gonna talk about Alpo after this, man. I already know what happened to Alpo. We're gonna talk about after this story. Remind me. But I was working at this place and it was like separate spots that people worked at. So like over here it was like the people that designed certain shit or had to cut materials and shit and put certain designs on materials over here. Me, I worked in shipping. So shipping was me packaging up shit and putting orders together and putting shit on pallets and forklifting shit, putting it on trucks and banding shit up to put on the shelf. Like I'm talking about this whole warehouse was just full of materials. So our areas was shipping, their area was like cutting and doing the designs, and there was an area in the back where people like glue shit and like all types of shit, put boxes together. So the design side was full of like the older privileged individuals. Those people were like grandfathered into the job. They got family members that work at the job. These people been here for like 20 plus years. And every time somebody new comes in, apparently they try to, you know, give them a hard time. There was nobody black that worked there either, by the way. I was the only black guy that worked there. So when I got there, I already felt like the energy was off. You know, the way people was looking at me, the way people wasn't like speaking to me or none of that shit. So I was like, whatever, I'm here to do my job. I ain't worried about that. I already know how you niggas act. I'm not, you know, that don't bother me. So like little shit started happening over time where, you know, people started getting aggravated with how I did my job, even though the guy who hired me didn't give a fuck. The guy who hired me was like, yo, do what you got to do to get through the day. As long as you do your job, I don't give a fuck. You do what you got to do. You need speakers. You got a Bluetooth speaker. Get you a Bluetooth speaker. Play some music, man. You know, do your thing. As long as you do your job, cool. They hated that. They hated I had a Bluetooth speaker. I used to keep in my hoodie. I used to keep a Bluetooth speaker in my hood, which was like the best way to play music in a loud place because you have your music right up on you, especially if you can't wear headphones, because that's one thing we couldn't do because we work, you know, in a space where we need to hear what's going on. But I had a speaker and shit. And they hated that. They hated the fact that they see me on my phone when we wasn't doing shit. Like, we in shipping. Don't worry about what we doing over here. If we ain't got shit to ship off, don't worry about me chilling and being on my phone waiting for some more work to come in. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't. So I guess they were, you know, talking around the job and saying shit about so-and-so. And they tried to come up to me and like say a few things to me at first. And I was like, nah, I'm not, you know, you're going to have to take it up with the manager, bro. If he wants me to do some shit, he'll come tell me. Don't come to me and tell me what I need to be doing. Y'all don't even work over here. So it started getting to a point where they was watching everything that we did. They was like literally standing there with the you better be doing your job. You better be doing your job. That type of shit. So I was like, all right, let me do something about this. Let me do something about this. Let me show them that we watching them back. So as they watching us, we found these eyeballs, these little fucking toy eyeballs, right? And we taped them on this wall that was like looking directly at them. Man, that pissed them off. This old white lady came up to me cussing me out about eyeballs. Fucking eyeballs sitting on the wall. She came and cussed me out. And I'm just sitting there laughing. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I was dying, bro. I was cracking up because I'm like, no, this old decrepit lady is not over here cussing me out over eyeballs, fam. And then the other dude wanted to come over there and try to cuss niggas out too, because he felt like, oh, we made the old lady mad, so now I gotta go and take up for her. He came over there and tried to say some shit. I cussed his ass out. Man, get your bitch ass away from me. And as soon as I said bitch ass, that's what he came over there. You motherfuckers, you assholes, you gonna. And as soon as I said get your bitch ass away from me, oh, I'm going to tell. Once again, somebody that'll come over there and start some shit, and then when they get the reaction, then they want to go tell. So I was like, all right, whatever. That whole situation. I'm not paying attention to that dude anymore. Don't pay him no mind. But that dude, it turned from, all right, my boss, like I said, my boss was cool. He didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. He even told me, he knows, like, yo, I know these people are gonna be aggravating. I know all this shit, but you know, whatever. Which is crazy to me still, though. Even though my boss was cool, it's crazy for him to know that the people that work for him will try to cause problems intentionally for new workers just to get them the fuck up out of there, just to cause problems. It's like, nigga, you okay with that? Just because you know these people, just because this guy's your uncle or this guy's a friend of your uncle and shit, like it's weird shit how they really keep it in the anyway. So then they got to a point where, because the guy who owned the business, shout out to him, he was the one person that made all the other privileged and entitled motherfuckers pissed at me because he liked me. That guy was cool. He was an old ass dude, but he owned a business, millionaire motherfucker. And anytime he heard that somebody was giving me a hard time, he'd come down and personally come chop it up with me. And I mean, not even on no like, hey, what happened? It was like, hey, how you doing, man? You doing good? How's your family doing? And to talk to me about some sports or some shit. Because he knew, I feel like he knew to a certain extent what it could be like if somebody was to feel discriminated against at the job. Knowing I'm the only black dude there, and it seems like motherfuckers are coming at me, he wanted to reassure that, you know, he ran a place that wasn't about that. But it's kind of hard to believe that when you got people that work there that do that shit. Anyway, the tipping point was one day when he came and brought me some fish, fam. So he went fishing and caught a bunch of fish, and he filleted them and breaded them and all that shit and brought me fish to cook. A whole bag of, I'm talking about a whole freezer bag full of motherfucking fish, fam. And when they seen him give me fish, bro, they lost him. They was mad as shit. They was so mad, bro. So then when it turned to that, it was like the dude that was working shipping, our head of shipping guy, the dude that takes all the calls and puts all the orders in. He felt some type of way because he was trying to move up to the big rooms where all the sellers are, the people that actually sell the products and make the commission and make all the big bucks. He wanted to get up there because he knew what he was doing, but they kept him down there because he was a young nigga. So when he saw that the boss, the guy that owned the whole entire company, when they saw that he was fucking with me, he started treating me different. And I thought we was cool. We was talking about smoking weed. We was talking about all types of shit. I'm like, oh, you cool. And then he changed up on me. So one day I came to work and I wasn't feeling it. And it, like I said, when I come to work and I'm not feeling it, I don't really speak to nobody. Now I'm in Minnesota, King David. I'm in Minnesota. And what happened was, I'm like, I'm just, it's a day where I'm just, don't fuck with me. I'm not into the jokes today. I'm not into the fucking around. I'm just here to do my job, and I'm here to get the fuck out of here. And I was working with somebody I knew. It was a family friend of mine. I'm working with him. So he's a very aggravating and irritating person at times. So when he did some irritating shit, I got pissed off. And I had to like cool off for a while. So I walk away. And then when I come back, the dude in shipping, the head of shipping dude, the young dude must have told me something. I forgot what he said. And I forgot why he told me this. So I'm outside in the area talking about like that. I forgot what happened. Something made me snap. Something that one of my friends has said that I'm working with said something to me. And I was like, bro, I don't have time to be listening to this bullshit. You telling me this shit. And then I said, oh, dude's name that was working in shipping. I was like, and he's trying to tell me this shit. All these motherfuckers out. I'm like, bro, leave me the fuck alone. So when I said that, this motherfucker tries to come out storming out of his office talking about, you know what, Quan, just because you want to have fucking attitude, man, you can fucking go home, man. You can blah, blah, blah. He tried to white dude snap on me. I said, bitch, shut the fuck up. And I started going off on him. Then the manager comes down. And they made it a whole thing. Of course, I'm the angry black dude. And it wasn't anybody else's fault but mine. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I left. I dipped out. I gave them what they wanted. I'm like, you don't want me out? You don't want me over here? Cool, I'm dipping. I was like, but just know that you run in a place where motherfuckers feel like they could talk to motherfuckers however they want to. Now, if I really would have snapped and I really would have put hands on this motherfucker, and I'm talking to all of them in front of their face, all of these motherfuckers, my boss, other employees, the nigga that tried to snap on me, I'm like, yo, if I really put hands on him for coming out here thinking that he could just cuss me out, I would really be the bad guy. I was like, you need to check your employees. I was like, that's the third time somebody felt like they can walk up on me and cuss me out without no repercussions in this motherfucker. And everybody's silent. My boss is silent. Everybody standing around me quiet as fuck. I'm like, the silence tells it all. When you can't have a rebuttal, when you don't have an excuse, not even an excuse, people come up with dumbass excuses. They couldn't even come up with a dumbass excuse at this time. So that's when I was like, yeah, I'm done with that shit too. Cause I mean, honestly, man, you shouldn't put up with that type of shit at work, man. You don't have to. You really don't. A lot of people will try to put up with shit because they need the money, and I understand it, but that extra mental, anguish or whatever it is that you have to deal with is unnecessary, man. It really is. And they expect people to fall in line. They expect people to say yes, sir, no, sir, to your coworkers and shit. It's ridiculous. The entitlement and the privilege is crazy. And some people don't understand that when you talk about your experiences, that it's not theirs. They be like, oh, you only talking about white people. Yes, because these are the majority of motherfuckers who have done shit to me on the job. I had one instance in my life working where another black dude tried to throw me off my square. That story's not worthy of fucking telling. It's not. Now, if you had your experiences on the job where other black people have done things to you, go ahead and tell your story, my guy. Talk about what you want to talk about. But as far as me, I'm going to tell it like it is. And you're not finna change how I talk about shit because you want to put the magnifying glass on niggas. When niggas aren't the pinpoint of my problems at work. What, you want me to make up shit? You sound stupid. How you gonna be called woke and you sound stupid? Should be called woke is the new stupid in this motherfucker. Brielle said they don't respect your right to not want to engage with them beyond necessity at work. Exactly. They feel like smiling in your face, you got to be all chipper and fucking trying to hold conversations. I remember one white dude walked up to me at work one day. This is another example of how motherfuckers don't know shit or just be clueless. A dude that I didn't even talk to at work, when all this tension was going on, he felt like how he could break the tension was to walk up to me one day and start randomly talking about Cardi B. Hey, man, you know about Cardi B? Man, if you don't move the fuck away from me. Nigga was standing over there at his little side talking about, man, how can I interact with this black guy, man? How can I, let me Google something, man. Who are popular rap artist? I don't know how to say that name. Is this, Cardi B. I've heard of that name, Cardi B. I've heard of it. You know what? Let me go ask him if he knows about Cardi B. Man. Came over to ask me about fucking Cardi B. Can you believe that shit? It's ridiculous. Nigga asked me about Cardi B. Nah. I'm good. I'm good. Look at this guy. He's still trying. He said, people love their bedtime stories, and this type of shit definitely keeps people asleep. Yeah, because you're sitting here right now. You're sitting in here right now. People don't understand how dumb they be looking. Like, you got to understand, before you type, you have to realize how stupid it will make you look if you say some dumb shit. And then to have the name woke is the new sleep, like you're out here being some type of, like you just are, you know it all more than anybody else. And you just so intellectual, you're so smart, but yet you're talking about what stories are putting people to sleep, and you are in here right now. You are in here right now watching and commenting and trying to talk about your experiences, which I told people to do in the comments, but you're sleeping. Damn. And then I'm the nigga behind the mic. Like, I don't have to sit here and type of, you know, a bunch of shit or think about shit, man. You could just, you literally, people don't understand how stupid they look coming to a chat room trying to say shit that makes them look like a fucking idiot. I'm talking about my experience. This motherfucker gonna say, well, my experience is white. I don't give a fuck about your experience no more. You done lost that privilege. You done lost your privilege to talk about your experience in work. Now you can sit here and continue to make yourself look like a goofy. Oh, I'm talking to the people that's listening, not your dumb ass. You mean the people that's coming back calling you a goofy? You talking to the people that's calling you a goofy like I am? You sound even more stupid. This nigga said I'm talking to the people as if the people are answering you. The niggas that are speaking to you are fucking clowning you. You dummy. I'm talking to the people that are listening, not your dumb ass. You're in my channel. You're in my chat. You're typing. Niggas are clowning you. You're talking to niggas that don't fuck with you. He said contradiction after contradiction. You're right. You might as well stop typing before you contradict yourself again. You might as well. You might as well give up while you ahead. Matter of fact, don't give up. Please, please keep going. Because this is actually kind of fucking hilarious. You making yourself look like a dumbass. Brielle said, it's true, GMS. They want you to kiss ass. They want you ass kissing and smiling. They can't just mind their business and do their job. They have to talk to you. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And they came up to me talking about Cardi B and different hip hop shit. Like, nigga, first of all, I don't even listen to Cardi B. You was better off naming Jay-Z. You was better off naming Jay-Z or some shit like that. You named Cardi B. Brielle said, if you GMS, I have gotten fired by white bosses for the same thing. I'm like, you fuck them. You don't have to tolerate disrespect at your job. Exactly. Exactly. Most definitely. Is that Boris Seitz's burner account? He said, hit him with Trump, Black. Oh, yeah. Hey, do you know Cardi B? Have you ever heard of Trump? Get the fuck out of here. That's what I should have said. I should have said that shit. Mickey said he never answered who the black people whose class surpassed their race. He said his cap lock button broke. Nah, that's when a nigga has to type fiercely, and when he's mad, he's fuming. So he had to turn on the caps lock so he could yell. No, don't time him out. Don't time him out. It's I like, people don't understand, bro. People will come to a channel or come to your page and they'll talk shit and they think that they're getting under your skin until you start making them look stupid. Then they start saying extra shit. He said, just like you as you hate and love on the 5150 show, which you continue to show up here, man. You continue to show up here. Oh, I'm a 5150 hater. But you come here and show love. How fucking loyal of you. As a 5150 watcher, if you do watch it, if you support that channel and you over here with a suspected hater, ooh, you niggas love to make yourself look stupid. God damn. You over here kicking it with us, the hate channel. Can you believe that? I bet you ain't sent Corey a Cash App, ain't gave him a like, ain't shared his shit. You probably ain't even subscribed. Your ass over here talking to us, giving us some views and comments, interactions. Do they know how that shit works? I don't think a lot of people know how algorithms work and how like them contributing to somebody's shit is helping them. Even if you hear talking shit, you are helping this channel. Please continue. I don't think you understand. I actually mean that. He said light-skinned niggas listen to Cardi B. Oh, shit. Shots fired. Shots fired. You said whoever it is, you block. Oh, it's probably a troll account then. I don't know. He said it's definitely precise. Yeah, he kind of. If it was, he would have gave himself away by bringing up 5150 randomly. Damn, he might have gave himself away. Damn. I'm not a fanatic of anything like you. You're a fanatic of making yourself look crazy right now. That's what you're a fanatic of. I agree. You're not a fanatic of what we are, but you definitely are a fanatic of making yourself look stupid. And I'm spending time on this because it's fun. I'll be waiting to see what people say next. Let's see if he can turn his cap. Do you know how to turn the caps lock off? Woke is the new sleep. Do you know how to turn that off? Let's see. Let's see if he can type something in regular text. Oh man, I didn't want to do it. But now I have the urge to do it. I have the urge to do it just to see, because I want to see if this guy votes. I gotta see it. This be before I let y'all put the GMS in the chat. I gotta ask y'all a question. All right. Let me ask you a question. Yeah, a lot of them niggas be watching me, and I know they do because they want to hear my perspective on shit, and it's fine. I appreciate it. Even if they got the burner accounts to prove it. I've definitely had burner accounts pop up in here trying to see what I'll be talking about. And the first thing, like, they'll be sitting there, they'll be agreeing with shit, they'll be saying shit, and as soon as I say one thing they don't agree with, then they start talking shit. So I know it'll be people on that side. But I got a question for the chat. I got a question for y'all before we get out of here. There's some sing going on. Did he learn how to take the caps lock off? Or did he leave? Don't leave. We gotta answer. I put up a vote, man. Y'all gotta vote. Also, hey, if you haven't done it by now, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. Follow me on my socials. I'll follow everybody back. Hit me up on my Cash App if you are feeling generous. I would most appreciate it, GMS fam. He voted no. He's still here. If he types something else in the chat, he's still here and he voted no. Yeah, agreeing to disagree is the best way to go about an actual level-headed conversation. If you guys are having like a debate, then I mean, shit, it's a good thing to agree to disagree, you know? Yeah, he voted no. He's back in the chat. He said, bro, you think 48 lost people gonna hurt my feelings? They did already. They did already. You should have left. You shouldn't have voted. Actually, you shouldn't have voted. You should have let that vote be unanimous. Then you wouldn't have made yourself look even more like a fucking hurt human being. And yes, I do think 48 lost people are going to hurt you because one did. One did. Me. I hurt you enough to come here and start talking about how black people have done you wrong on the job. And that I need to stop talking about my experiences. I hurt you. One person. So yes, I'm pretty sure that the 21 votes that came in here that said yes would hurt your feelings as well. Do you have a rebuttal for that, sir? Don't nobody else reply to Woke is a New Sleep. I will handle this from now on, okay? I have about 1 more minute left. All right, 1 more minute left until we put the GMSs in the chat. I'm gonna give you 1 more minute to redeem yourself. I'm gonna give you 1 minute. Woke is the new sleep, to not make yourself look stupid. You have 1 chance and you have 1 minute. Go. Shout out to Brielle Knox for the 10. Brielle said, for those of us who understand Mayo people entitlement, new sub and good topic. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Brielle. So much. For real. I just seen Miles comment. Miles said they ain't follow you because of you. You just in the algorithm. You probably think Corey be subbing you. Oh, okay. Okay. They not following me because of me. That's weird. Hey, put a GMS in the chat if you follow me because of me. I'm gonna end the poll too for his sake. Miles, I see you voted for him too, man. It's okay. Y'all can try to stick together if y'all want to. I gave him 1 minute, man. He didn't take the minute, so I guess he was nervous. But anyway, put the GMS in the chat. I'm about to shout everybody out who participated today. Once again, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. Follow me on my socials. I'll follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App if you are feeling generous. Hey, man, your time is up, Woke. Your time is up. Your time is up. Where y'all at? Mayonnaise Mayhem. What up, C-Mo? Pedro Lee. Marcus Speaks. Realist Johnson. Wonder Man. C. Brooks. Knockout Noda. Black Man America. Brandon Lacey. Arius Baby G. Love Lace. King David. Brim Dog. Prophylactic Tactics. Brielle. Shy Girl 64, High Def, JJ. Appreciate the sub, Miles. I run into trolls every day. I don't take it to heart. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to Miles Watkins. Trey 979. He said, you a hater. I never stop commenting, scratching my head. Oh. He fell for the trap, by the way. This is how you know people are stupid. I told him he was dumb for coming here to support and to comment in this shit. And then I tell him to comment in this shit for the last minute, and he's like, yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to continue to support you. I see you, Lovelace. Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. It's just, that he brought him into it because he didn't have any other rebuttals. So he had to bring up, the 5150 show. That's why I didn't want nobody to block him or anything like that, man. I got moderators for that shit, but I mean, there's no need. If people will volunteer themselves to look this stupid, then that's on them. I can't do nothing about that. I'm not finna tell him not to do it. That's on him. Oh, you are so welcome, Lovelace. Appreciate you, man. Hey, like I said, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. It's the last day of the motherfucking weekend. You feel me? Which means we back to the work week, regular work week in this motherfucker, and we gonna get shit started. Get to the hustling, get to the money, achieve all the goals that you set for yourself this week, man. Pursue it. Don't wait. Do what you gotta do. Spread that positivity, that love, and that energy, all that. You feel me? Thank you so much. He said watch time is watch time. He said support, this is free for me. I would never donate to 5150 or any YouTuber, scratching my head. But I don't understand that these niggas get paid
off of views. And when people comment in the chat and on the videos. I don't know about that, so I'm gonna keep making myself look like a stupid ass nigga. I'm doing it for free. That's the worst part. You're doing it for free. You should be doing something for yourself today. Instead, you came to support me. Matter of fact, shout out to Brielle once again for the 10. I appreciate it. I really do. Music ain't even up, is it? I'm just sitting here with low ass music. Algorithm 101. Bao said, yeah, trying to change the world from the computer, but won't go outside and speak how you feel. Stop it. Oh shit, should I show him, y'all? Should I show him? I'll show him. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do before I leave. It's something in me that won't stop me from like making people look dumb when they say stuff, right? So pay attention to what he just said. He said, you're trying to change the world from the computer, but won't go outside and speak how you feel. Now, he said he was trolling earlier. I'm gonna take it as a troll, but just to do it, just to say I did it, just to say I did it. Hold your horses. Stay right there, y'all. Let me show y'all something. They said your mans ain't outside. They say he won't go outside. They said Black, he just sit from his computer, man. Why do you sit from your computer and try to change the world? You ain't doing nothing, man. You ain't going outside to say shit. What's wrong with you, nigga? You not outside. All right. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Still a fight going on. Don't get it twisted. There's still a fight going on. We still got a lot to do. But right now, we got to take this moment.
Shout out to BBC News, man. Shout out to BBC News. Rest in peace to George Floyd. Black lives always matter. We in the streets with it, baby. We just ain't behind the motherfucking computer with it, baby. We in these streets.
George Floyd dying every single day for the weeks that even then it would still be something that wouldn't come out in our favor. I didn't believe it. I just couldn't rest, none of that. But I'm so glad that not only did they find him on all 3 charges, but my people feel happy right now. There's still a fight going on. Don't get it twisted. There's still a fight going on, and we still got a lot to do. But right now, we got to take this moment and be happy about this and rejoice in this. It's not a celebration. It's just the beginning of a change that needs to happen. That man, Derek Chauvin, got made an example of, and more that need to be made examples of in the future.
What has it been like for you to see again and again on social media Black men being killed by police and then have this hurricane?
Like I said, there's been a lot of traumas that we face. And all those different traumas add up to the fact that, some of us have become numb to it. So when we see it, it's just another day. So when something like this happens, it kind of brings us back to reality that stuff is not normal. It's not normal at all. That's something that we shouldn't be comfortable with. It's something that we shouldn't be numb to. We need to understand that our lives matter. It's not about organization. It's not about the politics behind it. The simple fact that Black lives matter should be the only focus point in any of this. We're not saying that nobody else's life don't matter. Matter of fact, I don't even care about saying that Black lives matter, and they will continue to matter until the day we die.
Can I get your name?
My name is Shaquan Pittman.
And with that said, GMS fam. Oh, you could try. You could try. Woke is the new sleep. You could try, but it's over. It's over. You tried, you failed, it's over. Now I gotta kill. Not only do I not just stand behind a computer, and not only do I be outside, but I speak that shit on record. Ho ass nigga. Trayvon Martin. We gon' ride for Eric Garner. We outside. Tamir Rice. We gon' ride for Mike Brown. We outside. Freddie Gray. We gon' ride for Lando. We outside. Breonna Taylor. We gon' ride. George Floyd. We outside. Alton Sterling. We gon' ride. Antonio Martin. We outside. Walter Scott. We gon' ride. Jamar Clark. We outside. Corey Gaines. We gon' ride. Aiyana Jones. We outside. Terrence Crutcher. We gon' ride. We not alone. We outside. Trayvon Martin. We gon' ride for Eric Garner. We outside. Tamir Rice. We gon' ride for Mike Brown. We outside. Freddie Gray. We gon' ride for Lando. We outside. Breonna Taylor. We gon' ride. George Floyd. We outside. Alton Sterling. We gon' ride. Antonio Martin. We outside. Walter Scott. We gon' ride. Jamar Clark. We outside. Corey